Today we have Janice Evans, Jan Evans, with us, and go by Janice, right? Janice, sorry. And we're going to be talking a little bit about Thousand Trails camping that she and her husband Dave have done. And tell me about the zone camping. That's what you started with, isn't it?
Yes.
How does that work?
Thousand Trails divided the nation into, now it's 5 zones.
Okay.
So you bought a zone for $4.99, and you could stay anywhere. We were in the southeast region, so you could stay anywhere in those 11 states for that year.
And was there additional charge or a limit on how many days you could stay? Or?
You got so many days free. I believe it was 30.
Okay.
And then it was $3 a night after that, and then $3 in addition if you wanted 50 amp service.
Okay, so that's pretty cheap camping.
Yeah, very cheap camping.
And how much did you end up using it?
We did an entire summer with it, and we stayed almost exclusively in Thousand Trails parks down the East Coast.
So did you figure out what it cost per night for that year? Or?
I didn't.
You didn't, okay.
No.
But it had to have been a pretty good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Then.
It was, it more than paid for itself right away.
Uh-huh. And do you have 30 amp or 50?
50.
Yeah.
50 amp. So we normally, do our free nights, and then we pay $6 a night because we always want to try to have 50 amp service.
Sure.
So.
But I guess now campgrounds are averaging, what, 30, 35 a night?
Yeah.
If you pay by the
night.
Yeah.
It's really pricey, really quick.
Now, was this something where you had to renew the next year, or you had the option of renewing? Or
no, with the zone program, in the contract, if you notify them within a certain amount of time, then you do not have to renew.
Okay.
You can drop it.
Okay.
So.
But then you moved on to a national plan?
We did. We loved it so much. We went home and bought the whole package. So.
And you said you bought an elite package. Are there different types then, or?
Used to there was like a lot of different styles of it. I believe now they narrowed it down to the elite and maybe one other package where it's kind of standardized.
Uh-huh. And so how does that one work?
We can stay in all 80 of the Thousand Trails parks nationwide. 90 nights free, and then the standard $3 a night, $6 a night for 50 amp, and that's how it works.
Now, it seemed to me maybe it was another system that some parks add a surcharge on that. Does that happen with Thousand Trails, or?
We haven't had it happen with us. I know we looked at used packages, thinking because a lot of people had bought used packages. And there just seemed to be so many restrictions or this or that. That's why we just went straight to the company and bought the elite package and knew what we were getting. There weren't going to be any surprises. So.
And you mentioned that you could stay, I think it was three weeks in and out, or 3 weeks in a row at a park, and then you had to be out.
Right. We can stay 3 weeks in a park, and if we want to go back to the same park, we need to be out a week. But we can we can stay 3 weeks, go to another park 3 weeks, from one to the other.
Oh, I got
no interruptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have you always found they've been able to accommodate you for that length of time, or?
We haven't had any problems getting reservations at all.
Okay.
So now up here this summer on the East Coast, we've made sure we had reservations in advance because it's busy, but normally, no. Everywhere, we've been able to stay everywhere.
And if you wanted to end this membership, can you do that, or do you have to resell it, or?
No, it's not resellable.
This is not. So what if you decided you didn't want to do it anymore?
You notify them, and I'd have to look at the contract. I'm not exactly sure, but it's not. You're not stuck with it forever like they used to be.
Right. I was going to say, I know in some situations that it's a lifelong thing.
Yeah, no.
Even your heirs, unless you can find a buyer.
Right. Yeah, not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that's a plus then. Okay. And so now, what you paid for the membership, and then what other costs do you have? Do you have any yearly costs?
There's a $495 a year maintenance fee.
Okay.
and we get 90 nights free, so that negates that. And that's it, other than our nightly cost after our 90 nights free.
So you said in 5 years you figure then you'll basically have it paid off, or you amortize it the value?
Yeah, I just amortized it out over 5 years, figuring that's how much longer we might RV. And so $800 a year to stay, plus our $495 membership fee is a lot cheaper than staying in RV parks for full price.
No kidding. What do you like about staying at those parks? Anything besides the price, or?
Well, it hasn't been any different than staying in any other park. A lot of them have all the amenities that a regular privately owned RV park has. Some of them don't. Some of them aren't fancy, and some of them are really, really nice and upscale. So it just depends on what area of the country. It's no different than when we've stayed in private parks. Some of them are up there with right with the best, and some are like, maybe I need to mark this one off the list. So.
But you still pay $6 a night for 50 amp. Okay.
Yes.
And they're pretty much where you want to travel, or you base your travels on where they are, or how are you working that?
Good question.
But it looks like
they've been fairly where we wanted to travel. We went to the middle of the country last year, and there aren't a lot of them, so we just planned accordingly that it wasn't going to work out to use Thousand Trails, and this year they've been everywhere we wanted to be, so it's just worked out good. A lot of them on the West Coast, so that'll work out well.
Coast areas seem to be more
right,
which are where a lot of people want to be.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, taking advantage of it in Maine, I'm sure it's been nice.
Lovely. Very lovely. We're going to Cape Cod, and it'll be 1,000 Trails, so we'll stay down there for, the $3 a night, so it'll be great.
Yeah, so then all of these are really high tourist areas,
exactly.
So even finding a place can be sometimes a challenge. Well, great. Well, sure appreciate your sharing this, Janice.
Yay. You're welcome.
Finished? Okay.